Hello, people of presumably America, maybe other places, hey? I'm not judging. Today, I'm gonna show you how to get your nation of Tripoli from a tiny little blob like this to a big dude like this. Turn your nation into this with 3 easy steps. Step 1, beating the Ottomans. Now, to win this war, you have to get to minus 30% on the war screen. That is this war screen right here. You have to get this number to negative 30. And then the Ottomans will white peace you. You can click this little button down here. Click propose peace, offer peace terms, or demand peace, and then just white peace. Once that gets to negative 30, they will accept. How do you get to negative 30? There's 3 factors here. Winning battles, occupation, and score over time bonuses. You're not going to be able to win battles or occupy territories for the most part. So really, you just kind of have to sit and wait. Wait until about... It can vary depending on your luck. That's the thing that comes up a lot, is a lot of this changes depending on the luck that you get. But usually it'll be about 1839, 1840 when it'll be good enough for you to get free. But until then, you basically just have to fend off the Ottomans. And the only way to do this is to keep winning battles, and basically to keep them off your shores. Because if you look at the map, they're separated from their main army, so they're not going to be able to ship over large quantities of soldiers at a time. And this is your really, really big opportunity here. Because they're only going to send over like 6 at a time. And you have 9,000 dudes. So you can kill their 6,000 dudes with your 9,000 dudes. And then just keep doing that over and over and over until they're like, okay, we're done fighting. The only caveat to this is that they, technologically speaking, are a lot more powerful than you. So you have to get lucky. You have to get really, really lucky with your rolls. You see, whenever you enter a battle, the game rolls a number between 0 and 9 for both you and your opponent. These are multipliers, basically. So, this probably isn't true, but how I like to think of it is if you roll a 0, you're doing 0 damage. And if you roll a 9, you're doing like 10 times the damage. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take all your soldiers, you're going to march them over to this square, you're going to speed up the game, unpause, wait till they all march over there, actually pause it on January 9th, the day before they enter the battle. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pause it, you're going to open the menu, click save, name it something very memorable like tutorial, because I'm doing a tutorial. Save it, unpause, pause it again, and see how we both got 9s? It's not good enough. It's simply not good enough. They need to get a 1 or a 0, and you need to get an 8 or a 9. You need the most favorable rolls possible in order to win this battle, and for all battles in the future. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the menu, click resign, click exit, click single player, click back on your save, play. You can change the map back if you want, speed it up, unpause, pause once they get in the battle, a 0 and a 1, not good enough. And rinse and repeat. You keep doing that over and over and over again. Hey, this is me from the future. Forgot to mention this, but every 4 or 5 days, the rolls change, so the numbers will change. So you will need to also save scum those rolls. Just adding that in real quick. Another thing to keep in mind is that you want to get really good generals, because generals also add to the rolls. See, this guy gets a -2 for having no general. I don't get a plus anything because this guy is no modifiers. What you really want to do is tick these boxes off and keep creating generals. You're going to want to do the same thing with the reloads. You're going to want to save your game, and I'll skip the steps for now. Create a general. If it's not a good general, and by good general I mean either anywhere more than +3. +3 attack, +3 defense, you're going to want one of those guys. They can go up to +6. So anywhere from +3 to +6. I got a +5 on my +5 attack guy. when I did my run, which is what you saw in the thumbnail. So you're gonna want a really good general. So you're gonna want to do that as well as save scum your battles. And once this little flag up here gets to 20, that's when you can create a new general. So you're gonna have to do that as well. Once you've managed to beat the Ottomans, I'll show you what happens then. I'll go on to my second example save. So this is right after I managed to beat the Ottomans. As you can see, I'm at peace. All my dudes are dead. I just barely managed to get to minus 30. I'm encouraging soldiers. I've got a really good general, +5, +3. And I really just... It took forever to get that, basically. Like, I might put the save in the description so you can be at this position if you want to, but... Remember that this is not a fun nation to play. I don't recommend playing it. But once you're in this situation, your options really open up. And the first thing you're going to want to do is ally yourself with Algeria, which shouldn't be impossible. But you do need to spend a lot of your Diplo points, which you don't get very much of. The second thing you do after you ally Algeria is to kill Tunis. Now, you right now as Tripoli don't have the capabilities to kill Tunis. However, Algeria does. And I'd say about 70 to 90% of the time, they're willing to join you if you declare war on Tunis. Now, here's another kink in that plan. If you were to right now, say, go and justify war on Tunis, let me do that real quick for demonstration purposes. If I were to do that right now, look how much infamy I would get. Now, obviously, infamy gets lower as it progresses towards its target, but at best, I'm still getting like 10 infamy. And if you have any infamy at all, no one's going to want to ally you, no one's going to want to join your wars, and you won't even be able to go to wars often, which is really, really, really bad. Because as Tripoli, you need to be at war constantly, you need to be constantly moving to stay ahead of the curve. Here's what you're going to want to do, and this is going to seem pretty familiar, is you're going to want to justify war, open the menu, click save game, save it, and then unpause, and let it run for about 15 days. Then what you're going to want to do is if you didn't gain any infamy in that 15 days, is go back to the menu and save it again. If you gained any infamy, what you're going to want to do is open the menu and reset. And you're going to keep doing this. You can go for 30 days if you want to try to speed it along, but I think every 15 days is like the safest. So if you save every 15 days, it's the fastest. Save every 15 days until you get through the whole justification without getting any infamy. And then you should get Tunis, and that is where things radically change. For the better. Because as Tripoli right now, you have a population of 25k. Tunis has almost 400k. And they're all accepted pops for you too. So what that means is it'll be very easy to turn them into soldiers, to turn them into workers, to turn your nation around. Whoops. Get more pops, get more westernization progress, get more of everything. Okay, so you're going to want as many soldiers as possible, take them all down to Transvaal, and conquest them. And then take all their land. You can release it as a puppet later, because Portugal, the British, everyone's just going to try to attack you for that. So it's just, you might as well put it as a puppet and not have to deal with it. And then after that, that's where a lot of the things depend on your scenario. Because usually you'll be able to conquer Transvaal, because usually people won't have been interested in it by this point. The other scenarios are the Ottomans attack Egypt, or Spain attacks Morocco. And if you're really fast about it, you can snipe some pieces of those nations off from each other. Like if Spain attacks Morocco, you can get a little bit of Morocco. Or if the Ottomans attack Egypt, you can get a little bit of Egypt. And you kind of have to keep doing this. So how it worked for me is I conquered Transvaal, Spain took a bit of Morocco, I took the rest of Morocco. I was very, very close there because the British usually add Morocco to their sphere, or Spain adds them to their sphere. Took a lot of reloads to get that lucky. Um, then the Ottomans attacked Egypt. I took Sinai and Lower Egypt, which are the most populous parts. The big thing that changes after you invade all these places is that you become civilized, if you invade enough, obviously. And once you become civilized, you're actually allowed to ally with great powers. And that's just kind of where you go from there. And that's how I got to this kind of size, is by first annexing areas like Tunis and Egypt, and then westernizing yourself for making allies in nations like the Russian Empire, Germany, Italy, etc. At one point, I was allied with the British. The key thing here is that the area you control, a lot of people want to be your friends in that area. Because this is an area where you can build like the Suez Canal. It's a lot of valuable African land. And once you get those allies, you can basically do whatever you want. It's basically a normal game at that point. But yeah, that's just a nice little tutorial for you if you want to try and play Tripoli. Hey, it's me from the future again. I forgot to say this. Kind of, went past me there. But thanks for watching the video. And if you have any other questions about the run, other setups, how I managed to get this, just ask them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer. Okay, I'm out. See ya.